This is verse 6 of the 9th chapter, Gospel of Matthew. Jesus has just put the rather perplexing question to the religious leaders who have been accusing him of arrogance for thinking that he could forgive sins supernaturally, asking them, well, which is easier, to do the greater thing that is invisible or to do the lesser thing that is visible? And of course, the question is driving home the point that if he can do this lesser thing visibly before them, namely provide healing to this man, then obviously it points to the greater authority that is invisible and actually speaks to the greater status of this one who Jesus himself styles as the Son of Man. So we have hina. Conjunction takes the subjunctive, which we have here, the postpositive des. So, but in order that, Jesus still speaking now to these religious leaders, in order that edeta, this is from edo, means to see, usually means, at least in some inferential sense, to understand, to see and know. So in order that you may see or know, hoti, can mean that or because. In this case, of course, it means that. You may know that. Exousion, authority, sometimes rendered power, but of course it's more important to gather that this is true heavenly authority, out of substance, literally. So in order that you may know that authority, eke, he has, from echo, third person singular, present active indicative. And the subject of this, ho huios, the son, to anthropu, of man, referring quite clearly to Daniel chapter 7. That Jesus is both identifying himself as that character and also clarifying the authority that this one has, although the emphasis is really on the next little phrase, epi, preposition, takes the genitive here, tes geis, on the land, and probably geis there is especially referring to the land of Israel, the place where Jesus is carrying out these things. He has authority here. It's not just heavenly authority, but it's authority now already at work, already displayed among them, so that you may understand that the Son of Man has authority on the earth or on the land. Ephienai, this is the aorist infinitive of aphemi, to forgive. So he has authority to forgive hamartia, sins. The really highest authority one could imagine, the authority to do what only God can do. Tota, we have this, of course, inserted here, indicating a break. Obviously, John didn't put that, or Matthew didn't put that there, but it's put for our benefit. So a shifting clause now, then. Then is an indeclinable adverb. Then lege, from lego I say, he says, third person singular. To paralutiko, this is the indirect object in the dative singular masculine. Then he says to the paralytic, a word we considered earlier, agerthes. This is the present passive, or the aorist passive participle, be raised up, masculine singular nominative. It's the subject of the command, the paralytic man who is there. Be raised up, as if some action is taking place upon him. Aaron, this is from iro, I take up or I take away. Second person singular, aorist active imperative. So be raised up, take away. Su, up front, give it emphasis, of you, tain cleanane. The bed, we mentioned that cleanane has at its root the notion of inclining, something about which one inclines or rests, and in this case simply a bed or a mat or even a stretcher would suffice. So he says to the paralytic, take up, be raised up, take up your bed here, your mat, kai hupage, from hupago, means to go away. This is the second person singular present active imperative, go away, leave. Ace preposition takes the accusative tone oikon, into the house, su, of you, the possessive pronoun once again as we had it here. So Jesus is of course proving that he had the power to do the greater thing, namely forgive sins, by conspicuously carrying out the lesser thing, which was in itself stupendous, to be able to say to this man to arise, take up his bed, and walk.